acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby, why the sudden change? No one is around you, say baby I love you.
Alright, JK the interviewer. And first and foremost, domestic abuse is not a joke. It's not a joke when the woman is the victim, and it's definitely not a joke when the man is the victim, right? So today, I was on the gram, and guess who popped up on the Shaderoom? 600Breezy. I forgot what they call him, Chirac, scorekeeper. No, that's some other Chirac. Whatever his title over there in Chicago. He popped up on the gram, and I'm like, wow, okay, on Shaderoom, because you know Shaderoom is usually messy, gossip, tea, and you know all that. But he's attached to Jada Waiter's sister, Jazmine, right? Mm-hmm. And bro was, you know, no narrative was put out there first. You know, that's what the Shaderoom is. You know, they never really put out a narrative or whatever tea they put it out. They usually said, look at previous posting or whatever. I'm like, man, half the time you don't give no narrative, just a post of a post. But bro was like, yo, you abused me, I'm tired of this, you know, I want to leave, this, that, the third, like real cry for help type of vibe, you know, that it was like, huh, that's not expected of him, you know, the Chirac savage, you know, he used to be besties with Drake, you know, bro was always on that tough shit, so I'm like, huh, okay, what's going on here, you know, this is different, you know, usually Shaderoom post a woman, you know, whatever, but you remember, it's messy tea, so, you know, so then I started doing a little research, and I'm like, huh, old girl, you know, this is what I realize a lot of women do. They usually muddy up your name first, like, oh, I dumped his broke ass, and this, that, and the third, and that's what she did. She said she left his broke ass. And I was like, huh. But if bruh didn't post the recording, Jip probably had his phone down, you know, it was facing towards the floor, so he knew it was gonna go somewhere. So bruh knew like, yo, I'm gonna need some evidence, cause I already know she's the type to go to social media, so let me record. Which I'm an advocate for, you know, fellas, man. If you know you in a toxic relationship and it's one of those little vibes to where, okay, this may not always go in my favor. You know, somebody who like, listen, if I know you one of them types to like, oh, you finna, this sound like, let me record this, put it in the vault. You know what I'm saying? You know, not on no messy shit. It's like for my own personal protection. You know, I when I was a security guard way back when, you know, a couple years, about like 6 some years ago, I talked to one of them police officers. He brother said, yo, this was early. This is like way before the pandemic. Probably like a year and some change, maybe 2 years, maybe like 2 years. But I was like, yo, he had a situation, right? This girl said, you know, she got, you know, one of them vibes happened to her, you know, and really, shawty wanted to get trained, you know what I'm saying? And dude had the text message, cause it was a video that was circulating. Granted, okay, like, the police, like, in those situations, if you have old girl consent or whatever, it was, you know, it's not what you say it is. It's some other stuff, you know, but, you know, it's good to have, you know, a paper trail where you dealing with them females and those illicit behaviors. So I'm all for recording whatever dealings you got going on with these females. Not on no recorded behind her back on some, oh, I'm finna record us engaging in a, no, I'm talking about if shawty the type of woman to put hands whenever y'all got them type of altercations, and you know, like, yo, bro, shawty gonna try to paint me to be, pull out the phone, you know, click record to put it in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Or have it in your head, like you finna call the police, but you really recorded her, like, bro, get off me, bro, man, I'm trying to call them folks. She don't know you recorded. You know what I'm saying? Do that. But back to 600Breezy and Jazminecheaves, whatever they last name. I always wondered if they had a little Espanol in them with a last name like that. Probably Dominican or something. But hey, so she has more, like, okay, he's a rapper. She's, I guess, a personality, sister of Jada. And she falls in that Shaderoom populace of women, right? We all know those type of women, to where they always on social media posted this and that. They all swear they're influencers or whatnot, but whatever. But she the one who really have, I guess, a following, you know, nowadays with these messy females. He's a failed rapper, you know, let's say a failed rapper. He never really took off, you know, a little savage. But she's the one with the motion. So she has the big head. You know what I'm saying? We all know what the big head is, where folks feel like they can hold you on their thumb, under their thumb and type shit. So she really, like, unless bruh, you know, did his finances straight, he doesn't have the income that he once had to, oh yeah, you know, I could have any girl in the world. You know, nah, but you kind of got to stick with who wants you. You know, granted, you have a name, so you still could, you know, there's them groupies out there that will mess with you just because you got a name, but where they realize you really don't got no motion, you lose all leverage. But oh girl, because, you know, Jada's a sister and they run in a certain circle in Atlanta, she the one who got the motion. So she's, you know, feeling like she could do what she want, but she's the abuser. If bruh didn't record himself getting abused, y'all would never say he was getting abused. He's the victim. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all would look at him like, oh, you bad because you dumped you because you broke. But now y'all looking at it like, oh, man. All y'all could say, you know, he made a little video. He said, man, I didn't even know I made it to the Shaderoom. And it's like, come on, brother. You know, look who you with. Of course you're going to make the Shaderoom. So, bro, like, she don't let him see the kid unless it's in her house and he's smacking her down. Like, real, something, you know, beating her doonies down. Like, that's really, she like, you know, and someone who's familiar with that type of behavior, I believe them. You got them baby mamas that want the dude around just because, you know, she doesn't want extra bodies, or because they have a kid, she want her family together. So she gonna make your life a living hell unless, you know, y'all having sex and you up under her, you know? Bro was like, nah, he tired of that. I'm tired of getting verbally, mentally, emotionally, psychologically abused. And coming from him, it's like, it's kind of embarrassing, because you can't, you like, you know, we ain't no, you know, man should put his hand on a woman. But if a woman put her hands on you, bro, you better leave, because it's not gonna go in your favor. And we ain't talking about she pulling guns on you. You shouldn't even let it get that far, because, you know, they gonna start with a little slap here, throw stuff at you, this, that, and third, belittle you, you know, bombard you with insults. You gotta leave then. You know what I'm saying? Because if the shoe was on the foot, they'll slide. You know? But you stay there, you know, bro, you know, put up with it for a little minute. Talking about she don't really want to be a mom, and she not really, you know, motherly material, but she using the son for leverage to get her way, get the guy. She may not even want the guy. She just don't want him to be whatever he potentially could be with somebody else, or mess with her friends or somebody else, you know? It's really that type of system that be going on. Like, shawty probably don't want to be the, like, because if you're not trying to work on yourself and you know you the one who put the hands, shoulder, knees, and toes on your partner, clearly it's you and not them. You know, nobody asks to be abused, regardless of the gender. So, bruh, you know, talking about he done slid 2 months ago. He haven't been with the girl for 2 months. I'm like, no. So you been getting beat for how long? You know, that's what I want to know. Like, what made it too far or too much, or what was the straw that broke the camel's back? Like, why'd you want to leave 2 months ago? But I guess he said he been what leave. You know, bro. You know, had to get his affairs in order. Yeah, if you're gonna leave, you gotta know where you're gonna go, cause I'm pretty sure you staying in her crib. You know? That's why the men, y'all be in these females' cribs and driving their cars and stuff, man. Listen, I get it. It's cool. But if it comes with verbal and physical abuse, and it's like, damn, bro, you said you love me, but you black in my eye, I'll leave. You say you love me, but you put your hands on me. When I leave, you tell me come back. You gonna unalive yourself. Just for you to beat me up 2 weeks later, like, come on, man. You know, it ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? It ain't cool. So I feel bad for 600Breezy, and I just want the world to know that, like, yo, man. We're perpetuating a system of destruction. You know what I'm saying? You think that shit cool. Oh, I left him because he was broke. Really, you beating a man. Like, come on, bro. I hate when women do that. Like, bro, you know, like, why y'all try to dirty a man's face knowing that you the problem? I don't know. But yeah, man. That's it. That's all. We out.